Hello, you dear Aquarians, and happy birthday for some of you. Happy birthday. This is your monthly horoscope for February of 2019. And there is also a new moon in your sign. So quite an eventful month. Normally, in general, for most signs, it's a bit of a calmer month in comparison with January because of the eclipses in January. But for you, it's like you have the opportunity for a fresh new start. And I want to start with that. So, and especially for those of you who have a birthday around the 4th of the month, because around the 4th, there is the new moon in Aquarius at 15 degrees. So if you have that on your birthday, it means new moons are about new seeds that you're planting. It's about a new start, a new beginning. A new life path, new relationships, a new job, whatever it is for you in your context that you want to renew, it is possible. And so that's already a very good start for the Aquarians. And I mean, in general, it's for all of the Aquarians. What else is going on? I want to mention 3 things. Let's start with the first, with Mars conjunct Uranus. That energy is happening in the first 2 weeks of the month, and it's happening in Aries, which goes well with your sign, and it's happening in your 3rd house. So, 3rd house is the house of communication, house of siblings, the house of your environment. What it could mean is that as it sextiles your energy, which is good energy, it could mean that if you have had problem with a certain communication to do, and a problem, I mean not having enough courage to do so, it's the time. So use this energy for having that courage to say what you need to say, and it has to do with liberating yourself. So if you're working in the communication sector, if you're having a YouTube channel, for instance, or if you're there could be really good ideas that are coming up, and you're implementing them straight away, quite fast and very successful. Could be the case as well. Or there could be something happening in the life of your siblings, of your neighbors, that is quite drastic changes. But that could be very, very important for you as well. So this is not the most important energy for you. That new star that I just mentioned is way more important. Another thing that I want to mention is a lot of energy is happening in your 2nd house of Pisces, and it is foggy energy. Mercury with Neptune squaring up to Jupiter, and next month Mercury is going retrograde. Everything that has to do with finances, that you have to write contracts or whatever, it's tricky. Tricky, why? Because it's bad energy? No, it is what it is, but it's because of the lack of clarity. And that clarity will be there fast again at the very end of March. So, of course, these are general horoscope. Keep that in mind. But in general, I would not recommend to sign something that has to do with belongings, resources, finances. I would wait until after end of March and even beginning of April. Also with your finances, be aware that you're clear about it. So, and if you're not sure, ask for help, and to help you with maybe a financial advisor, and try to, if you want to do something different with your resources, all good and well, but just use this time between now and the end of March to see all the different possibilities. Therefore, it's a splendid time to explore, to see all different possibilities. That's the positive side of Mercury Neptune. It sees through the veil, so to speak, and it sees many, many different options. So if you use it in that way, it doesn't have to be negative at all, okay? And now last but not least, there's a special energy going on with Venus, Saturn and Pluto in your 12th house. Although this is not very obvious because it's in a hidden house. 12th house is a bit unconscious, but having so many planets clustering together there could mean different things. First of all, Venus and Saturn, Pluto and Saturn are not easy planets, and so they can make it tough when it comes to things that has to do with the unconscious, whether it is addictions, whether it is forms of relaxation. It doesn't always go very smoothly with Saturn and Pluto there, or you have no time to rest, that kind of energy. But with Venus there, it smoothens up that area. Okay, so it could be just simply that you enjoy more time of your own, that you can, because Venus in the 12th sometimes means enjoyment on your own. It means that you're enjoying a nice walk on the beach, at the beach, along the beach, just all by yourself, and you're enjoying that. That's the positive side of it. If it is about, it could also be about relationships, that if you're in a relationship, or even if you don't have a relationship, it could mean that there is a bit of, how would I say, things cannot be in the real world. It cannot, for instance, let's say you're single and you have an eye on someone, you could have this unrequited love, or how is it called? Because Saturn is there, and Saturn is the restrictor, so it could mean that it cannot flourish, that it is just love on one side. Could be the way, but whatever it is what it is. And but it could also mean that you're falling in love, and you know, there are some practicalities that now, it doesn't mean to say always, but that now during this month it's not a good time to, you know, have that relationship in the open. So it often is an indicator of secret relationships. But again, with Saturn and Pluto there, it's more like the one-side love, so to speak. When you have a relationship, it could mean that you are struggling with maybe disappointment of the relationship, things that you cannot change, and that you have to deal with that. And that Venus in the 12th house can have that healing effect almost, that, you know, things are not as they are and I can't do anything about it. Maybe a partner of yours is making a choice that you're certainly not agreeing with, you know. Maybe that partner is doing something that you find destructive, and you have the choice to say, no, I love you, but I don't love what you're doing now. And that is, you know, very hard. It's heartbreaking when you're dealing with that kind of energy. So that could be the case as well. Whatever it is, it's quite serious there. I don't want to scare you. It depends on your context. If you're saying, Veerle, I'm having a good relationship, that is probably that you are loving a bit of time off and having time do some things alone then, okay? So that's the energy. All in all, quite exciting with the new moon there. There are some new starts there, but also quite deep, especially with the Venus there in your 12th house. So all in all, a very interesting month. Have a very good month. If you want to get in touch, just do so. Thank you so much for watching, dear Aquarians, and see you next month. Bye-bye.